We've already covered the new Underworld changes that came in 1.4.4. Today we are going to be taking a look at the ocean. Greetings friends, Khaios here. I want to start off by saying that I'm working on a video for the new Liquid. It's a big topic however, and it will be a longer video, possibly 2 videos. I'm glad that you all are eager to see me talk about it, so hopefully you won't have to wait too much longer. For now however, let's take a look at the new reef block and furniture set as well as an ocean change. If you've been enjoying the hard work that I've been putting towards the channel over the past week, let me know by subscribing. We are well on the path to 300,000 subscribers, and I would greatly appreciate you helping me out with it. And if you want to support the channel in a more direct way, you can become a channel member or a Patreon supporter for various rewards and access to Khaios emoji. Or you could leave a tip in the jar by clicking the thanks button down below the video. The first thing that I want to talk about today is a pretty subtle change. You may not have even noticed it, especially if you haven't spent any time at the ocean recently. But in the Labor of Love update, water has a slight change to how it interacts with light. Water is brighter than it used to be, allowing light to pass through it a little bit easier. You can now see the ocean floor no matter how deep the water is. Although admittedly, it's still very dark. You may not have followed Terraria news in the past as closely as I have, but at one point there was a third-party side game being developed under the Terraria IP called Terraria Otherworld. Not much really excited me about that game, however, except the ocean that they previewed. That was truly wonderful, and it's something that I wish our Terraria was capable of. I'm not sure why our water is so dark and gloomy. I've had some ideas about how to improve it, but more on that later. For now, I want to talk about the new block. This is Reef Block, not to be confused with Coralstone Block. They have some similarities as a single block and on the outer edges. They're both quite colorful as you'd expect a coral to be. But when you place several of them, you will see that the center of Reef Block is far more colorful and vibrant than Coralstone is. What's even better is that these two blocks blend together so you can mix and match their color patterns within your build as you please. Though, if I might offer some constructive criticism to Relogic, if you're even watching this, while I really like that these two blocks blend, it would be amazing if the blending could work in a way similar to how dirt and stone connect. None of these hard, flat edges. It's such a perfect natural blend between stone and dirt. Admittedly, I know very little about how blending works in Terraria, so I'm not sure how doable this is, but that's my feedback on it at any rate. So let's talk about how to obtain Reef Block. To refresh your memory, you get coral stone by crafting stone and coral near a sink or water source. The same thing goes for Reef Block, except you need seashells, coral, and stone. I've always enjoyed building coral reefs in Terraria, but I think the extra color provided by this new block will take that to the next level. But even better, unlike Coralstone, Reef Block has some crafting options. Firstly, Reef Block has a wall. It's about what you would expect, being a darker version of the block itself. I really like the texture inside of it, and I'm a fan of the color. It takes colored paint very well, so it's going to be very useful to making coral reefs. But I'm not a huge fan of the overall shape of the wall. Another little critique if you don't mind. Craggy Stone Wall and Living Leaf Wall are two of my favorite wall types in Terraria, not because they have all that exciting of a texture or color palette, but rather because they are two of the very few walls in the game that throw the square-shaped wall formula out the window and do their own thing. It is so handy for nature builds and for landscaping to have walls that aren't very boxy in design like these two. I would love to see Reef Wall get that same treatment because a coral reef is the last place you would expect to see many flat surfaces. Now let's take a look at the furniture. You may have already had a peek at this set when Relogic showed it off a while back. It feels like it fit right inside of a mermaid's paradise. Not typically a color scheme that I build with, but with a splash of paint, I could see me using these a fair bit. They have some very interesting shapes. But even without paint, I'm definitely excited to use certain pieces of the set like the chests and light sources inside of my coral reefs. I mean, look at these. They look like they fit right in without standing out as a piece of furniture. Seeing all of this, however, makes me wish that we had a few more changes for the ocean. Like more fish, maybe even ambient fish that we can't interact with, kind of like how the poo block flies are. The ability to plant and grow kelp without being underground, less dark and clearer water, maybe even some coral plants or trees, or some rubble for the rubble maker. And my dream change, the ability to make artificial ocean biomes anywhere in the world as long as you have enough water and sand in one location. Is it realistic? Perhaps not, but I can dream. Instead of just dreaming though, let's take a few things into my own hands. I'm going to get to work on an ocean build of my very own today. As I said earlier, this entire set is in a color range that I don't typically work with myself, so I figured it would be a fun challenge to allow myself to go all in with the bright, vibrant colors in this build. And while I work on that, I want to hear from you all. Leave a comment today telling me what your favorite part of the Labor of Love update has been so far. I've had comments pouring in non-stop for the past few days, with a lot of people telling me that they love the update, and I'm curious to see what exactly you're enjoying the most. Personally, I haven't even talked about my favorite parts yet. I'll be getting to those in videos in the near future. I'm also very eager to check out the new world seeds. I haven't had time to properly enjoy and explore them because I'm spending all of my time researching the next video, writing the script, then getting to work on that video before going to bed and repeating the process the next day. As soon as my 2-week video goal is complete, I'm going to slow it down, hit the live streams again, and explore the world seeds properly. What about you? Are you enjoying these new world seeds? And here we are with a coral reef build on the ocean. I've used echo-coated gemspark walls to help brighten up the area, and some segments of the reef have been covered in illuminate coating to help them pop out as well. I was trying to be careful not to overdo the lighting, however, as I do want to keep some shading within the build. All in all, I think I'm rather pleased with this, and frankly, it just further makes me want to go ahead with my plan to build a custom world that I had mentioned in the last video. But that's all I have time for today, and I really need to get my butt in bed, so thank you all very much for the continued support, and for those of you who have already done so, thank you for subscribing and help pushing the channel towards our 300,000 subscriber goal. A huge thank you to my biggest supporters for the month: Matt Dragon, Nate Wiley, Hypic3, Duke Samron, and Nick Peasley. And be sure to check out my channel artist MythicalWater, linked in the description below. Thank you all very much for watching. Be back soon with a new video. Until then, happy building.